Hey, yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support of the channel, as always. We have Fish Rock. He sent an E50 replay, which, Fish, I don't know if I can support this, man. Why? No paint. What? Why do we have no paint? Come on, man. Come on. Fish Rock is platooned with Brickface, which is one of the better names that I've heard in a long time. I love Brickface. Brickface takes a few bricks to the face, but we'll get to that a little while later. I will mention initially, man, if you're going to platoon, stick together. I'm not really certain what the reasoning for this was, but if you had one, let me know down below. It may have just been simply, I did not want to go that way, and he did. That happens sometimes, but in general, if you can, the synergy that's created by having two of your tanks together is much better than splitting up across the entire map like this. But Fish is going to go over here to the northwest, and he's going to demonstrate something we talk about quite a bit. And it's one of the fundamental things I talk about and teach in World of Tanks, and that is when your flank and your other flank is threatened, or your cap is threatened at all, go back. Go back to the other flank, clean it up, and then worry about the campers at the base. We're going to have a great example of this right here because the enemy team just really doesn't send anybody in here. Fish is carefully moving forward. Little cover for each other. The 263 is moving up. Nice to see a TD that's actually moving his gun forward. The T44 and the AE Phase 1 are lagging a little bit, but they are kind of anchoring that open area down there, and they find a Lance and C, and the Lance and C is running. Now, the intel you can gain from a medium running away on a flank is that that flank is probably not well defended. So the Lance and C is making a runner. He takes some hits, and the IS-7, credit to that guy, pushes in and starts looking to find the enemy. So there's a nice shot there. Got that long needle gun going on with the E50, which is a tier 9 German, I was going to call it a heavy tank. It's sort of a heavy tank. It's a heavium. It's really a medium. And we got a T95 running across, and he's just taking some pokes. Look how fast this thing reloads. It's only dropping 200 something. What is it, 240 alpha, I believe? Let's take a look at that right there. 240 alpha, got pretty good penetration, and an APCR round with a little more penetration. He finds the Lanson up there, takes a shot, and down he goes. A very accurate gun. Obviously doesn't hit very hard for a tier 9 medium, but holy cow, does it just pump out the shots. There's another 238 into the T95. All right, so let's take a look at this. I mentioned it earlier. You win your flank, and your other flank or your cap is threatened. You might look at this and go, well, Guido, it's even. But where's the rest of the TDs? Are there more TDs up there? Am I going to lose hit points crossing? Why on earth would I let this T95 plate or any other guys camping play right now when I have this really big issue going on down here in the south? Their mediums have taken the hill. They're pushing into me pretty hard down here. And when I initially saw this, I expected this flank to just completely collapse. Now let's take a look at what happens here. All right, we're back. Good old unstable replays crapping out on me in the middle of the recording. All right, so the T95 is getting pummeled. The IS-7's pushed in, and we really have two choices now. Go back and deal with their aggressive players, or continue to push into campers and whatnot up here. Now, he's got shops of opportunity, so there's no reason to turn around and walk away right now. Go ahead and nuke this poor Sioux. 130, down he goes. The T95 is more than likely taken care of with the IS-7 and the 263. And it looked like initially he was going to push in, then he looked at the map and went, you know what, I'm going back. It looks like it's in hand, right? But if they push through down there in the south and push up to my cap, and I'm still crawling up the hill trying to get to their cap, and oh, by the way, there's plenty of my team going to the cap right there, letting the T95 continue to play and whatever other campers there might be. Turns out there aren't any. And this is actually also a good idea because this is where the hit points are, right? Now his team is starting to win relatively handily at 5-3. It's not quite a romple stomp yet, but it has the potential to turn into one. But as we come back in and we start seeing the hit point level of all the guys back here, he's got an AE Phase 1 at 63, a Conway and an RHM hiding in the back. And his buddy Brickface, like I said, he was going to take some bricks to the face. He's sitting at 238. This was the right move right here. Bring your hit points and your heavium back here. You have the mobility to do it. Come back here and help them clean up these guys. Do not even allow these guys to get anywhere near to getting back into the game. Now his team has moved around, but they're taking some losses pushing into the guys who are defending. And all of a sudden it's even up a little bit, right? We're down to 5-5. And then here comes fish into the critical part of the battle where the most of their guns are, the place that they have the most opportunity to hurt his team, and pushing in here. But all of a sudden the tide will turn quite quickly right here. He's going to come in here and do a nice job on the leopard. Doesn't quite kill him. Okay, takes a shot, little ram, because the E50 is very heavy and is going to win the ram against a leopard nearly every time. So nice auto aim action against the Batchat 25T AP. This is the tier 9 version of the Batchat. Looks like he's on a reload, trying to come around, get himself reloaded. He takes a hit from somebody else. Fish puts another shot into him. He's shooting into the water and missing. The inter shot in that clip, is it inter or intro? Whatever it is, the shots between, or the time between shots in the clip is relatively long for the Batchat 25T AP. And all of a sudden, he's helped clean this flank up, and now it's not a problem. Instead of going up to the cap and wondering, because let's take a look at what happened. He went in there and cleaned some guys up, didn't he? But all that's left is this near-dead IS-3A and some camping TD back here, and the camping Conway, and he just cleaned up some very dangerous tanks who, had they been able to hold that hill up there, could have done a lot more damage to these guys back here, or potentially clean up what's going on here. And guess what's happened up on the cap? The IS-7 reacted, and the IS-7 is a very good player. What did the IS-7 do, folks? Exactly what Fishrock did. He saw there was a threat to the cap, and he swung back that way. Fishrock's going to come in here, come around. We'll just speed this thing up. It takes a while for him to track this guy down. That IS-7's done some good work. And while I wouldn't say he's in danger of necessarily winning the game, he came a lot closer than he probably should have. Fish is having a hard time getting through this. There you go. Go to 2. Press good old 2. This is kind of interesting right here. He actually gets spotted by this IS-7. He's going to come in here and wait a minute. He's going to get a little bit closer. Watch, he'll get the IS-7 just inside the spotting range. And this guy sees him. Look at that. Got a good crew, obviously. He's trying to get some shots. And unfortunately for the IS-7, there's artillery in the game. And down he goes from the Object 261, having done a pretty nice job of attempting to come back. So Fish, thanks for sending that in. I do appreciate that, and he wanted to send that in and let you guys see this because it is something that I talk about a lot. It is one of the very basic, I'm going to say common sense things, but it is one of the most basic things you can do in this game to increase your win rate. If you've won your flank, assess the general situation of the game. If your other flank is losing or your cap is threatened, go back. Don't bring campers and passives into the game until you've killed their aggressive guys. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Support of the channel in whatever form it comes. Down below in the description are several ways you can do that. See ya.